It won't be like you're not a part of Facebook. You're not a part of Facebook.
My name's on the masthead.
You might want to check again.
Oh, if you already know the answers to your questions, then why ask?
What's the most you ever lost in acquaintance?
I like the way you die, boy.
I don't want to be a product of my environment.
Now answer my question. Were you rushing or were you dragging?
My boys waited, man.
What's up, Film Fixation Podcast? We are back. We're here for another episode. We're doing a favorite. We're doing The Town. My name's Jaron. I'm joined by my co-host Austin, and we have a special guest today. A lot more special than the last one we did. That's for sure. Kasen.
Hello. Happy to be here, brethren.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Just a little plug for Kase here. He's got a podcast called Case in Point.
Sure.
If you're interested in NBA basketball or any other number of topics, go ahead and give it a listen.
Appreciate the plug.
Thanks, bro. Of course. Do you want to talk about it for a second?
Yeah, I mean...
That's okay.
Let's move on. Let's move on for sure.
Okay. All right. We're doing a little collab today. No, you can talk about it if you want. We'll save it for later at the end.
We'll save it for later.
When if we get to it.
Yeah. Sure.
We can get around to it.
All right.
Let's look at the statistics and see who listens. More.
Let's
you know what I mean?
That's why we're having you on.
Yeah,
You gotta
exactly.
shout
We
us
need
out.
some clout.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do the film news. Austin,
Okay,
what do you
perfect.
got for us?
Let's see here. I wasn't too prepared, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, new poster and new trailer for The Killer, new Fincher movie starring Fassbender.
Yes,
Super excited for that. Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
So I saw it, didn't send it to you because you were like, I don't want to see anything about The Killer.
Yeah, I said that, but then I totally forgot that was my stance.
Yeah, then
and
I
I
watched
watched
it, and I was like, I should have sent it.
No, dude, dude, it looks so good. It's so like 90s Fincher.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I was going to say. It looks more like Fight Club.
Yeah, Fight Club.
Yeah.
You know, every single frame of that trailer is yellow and blue.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
just
so
the
awesome.
exact palette that he uses. And dude, I'm just really excited.
You know what?
That tone that it's set,
Amazing.
I know it's going to be really good.
I think that's why I didn't like Girl with a Dragon Tattoo as much. There wasn't enough blue, enough yellow. What? That's all. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
So I read something today about Michael Fassbender being like very controversial. Like he has some issues with the law. Is that correct?
Oh, let's see.
Like I thought he was canceled. Like I heard he like beat up his girlfriend. Yeah, I don't even know him well, but I saw a tweet today saying like, why are people celebrating this movie? Because he's like a literal domestic abuser. But I do wonder, like, does that change your guys' view of the movies you see when, the actors or actresses have issues publicly?
Absolutely. Like all these allegations against Jonathan Majors, we've talked about it on this podcast ad nauseum, but like he was one of our favorite actors.
Yeah.
And all these allegations kind of taints that a little bit. Of course, that's recent. It's a little bit easier. Well, I don't want to say it's easier to forgive, but it's easier to forget if they've done it long in the past, all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah. I mean, that ruined Call Me By Your Name for you.
oh, yes, it did. Yeah, great point. I could not watch Call Me By Your Name because of Armie Hammer's controversies.
Yeah.
It was just like, this guy's an actual creep.
So, a literal cannibal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the details on that. But
Yeah, but at the very least, they was sexual deep. So I didn't like that. Aren't we all? Okay, next thing. The Marvel's officially receiving all IMAX screens from Dune 2
Yep.
because it got pushed back to March.
So it's not entirely bad.
All bad. We
The
can see the
Dune
Marvels
2
in
is
IMAX.
being
Yeah.
I was worried we weren't going to be able to see Marvels in IMAX.
Yeah.
So
I can't even imagine seeing it on a normal screen. Are you kidding me? Trailer for Ferrari came out. Adam Driver
yeah,
and Michael Mann.
that I didn't watch because I didn't want to see.
Very cool trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. It's. I feel like trailers a lot of the time nowadays give too much of the plot away. This gives you nothing.
Really?
The Ferrari trailer. Go check it out.
Okay, I'll watch that then.
Um,
I watched it without sound. I'll say
Okay.
that. So I did get that vibe.
listen, that's funny that you say that. I did the same thing.
You did?
So maybe it does give you more.
That's intentional. Like you guys watch it without sound, so it doesn't spoil anything.
If I see it on
Sometimes.
letter or if I see it on Instagram, I'm not gonna mess up my no sound scroll to watch a trailer. I'll go to YouTube and watch it.
Okay.
But with Ferrari, it's not like one of my most anticipated movies of the year, so I'll have to go catch it on YouTube later.
So, have you guys seen the trailer for like Killers of the Flower Moon or Napoleon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though those are like very anticipated movies for you, you'll still watch the trailer on those.
See, we have different philosophies. I want to see as much as I can until they start getting like TV spots. So like the first couple teaser trailers and then like the official trailer, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Then after that, I don't want anymore.
I just feel like, I mean, prime example with Barbie, we saw so much of that movie in its marketing campaign, and it kind of ruined like the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie for me. Not ruined it, but it's like we've
every
seen
joke you'd already heard the punchline
100 times in the commercials. You know,
yeah, great point.
But I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon, that trailer looks fantastic. I did watch that. Dune 2, I still haven't like in depth watched the trailer.
Really,
for that.
Great trailer as well.
Sean Fennessy said that it gave away a lot, so I didn't.
But
has he seen like a pre-release of Dune 2?
No, well, he watched the trailer, and then he said after he watched it, he wished he hadn't.
But I've read the book, and it like
that's cool.
No, the book's been around for 50 years. Like I feel like you know the ending, right? Or if you've seen the 84
ending, just like the content that's going to be in it.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. If it's a retelling of a story, I feel like that's.
You don't have to agree with me, dude.
I don't.
I mean, thank you for telling us that you love to read.
No, that's great. I read.
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Did you know that? Do you guys
You've
even know how
recently
to?
picked up reading.
I started the book last night.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
A book class night?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What are you
Continue,
teaching?
dude. I've been talking about this.
Also, a trailer for Saltburn came out, which looks good.
I did watch that. That does look good.
Yeah. Jacob Elordi, Barry Keoghan.
What are your thoughts on that casting?
Well, I don't know what it's about, really.
Okay.
Like, it seems like a rich guy befriends a not so rich guy.
Jacob Elordi, he's kind of taken a lot of roles nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be in the new Priscilla movie.
You feel
as Elvis Presley? I really liked Austin Butler's Elvis, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm being genuine about that. Don't laugh at me.
I'm not, dude.
Okay.
No.
No, I like Jacob Elordi. I feel like, and I've talked about this a lot on this podcast too, I feel like there's way more promising young actresses out there. So I like guys, like a young pool of guys getting work that I
you
can
like
get
a young
excited
pool
about.
full of guys.
Yeah, preferably, yeah.
A pool full of young guys.
Yeah, exactly.
A young pool.
Yeah. No, I just like seeing them in roles that I can get excited about, rather than like Euphoria or something, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I got like kind of no idea of what Saltburn was about in that trailer.
Yeah, no,
which is good.
That's why, like, when you asked if I care about the casting, no, I don't.
Okay.
So.
Okay, cool.
That's all the news.
That's
I've
it.
got. Yeah, I think.
Okay, perfect.
Anything else, Case?
I saw something about how Killers of the Flower Moon was going to be taking a lot of IMAX screens. I'm not sure if that's significant, but you know, from my little slice of the film news pie, I knew people were excited about that because, from my limited knowledge, I think traditionally only action movies get IMAX screens, and now with Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon, it's kind of trending more towards like serious dramas that are getting the bigger screens.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, obviously, like, that's not breaking news, but I thought it was kind of cool.
No, it is important to know because I think before Top Gun Maverick, people didn't really care that much about IMAX screens.
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise's whole like militia campaign on getting you in an IMAX theater has really led to a ripple effect. Like Jaron was saying a little while ago, before every movie you see now, there's like the director pops up and is like, "Thank you for seeing this in the movie theater the way it was intended."
We worked so hard on this for you.
Where I don't need to see the marvels in IMAX because the visual effects are going to be horrible anyway, so it's just going to be even more apparent on an IMAX screen.
Yeah.
But they still just want it because it's the thing to do right now,
I think we would have maybe enjoyed the new Mission Impossible movie slightly more if we would have seen it on a better screen.
Yeah.
Like Syracuse 6 was horrible. Like,
yeah.
There's nothing like that compared to the experience with Oppenheimer. Seeing that on IMAX was just significantly different.
Let it be noted, Syracuse 6 is one of our sponsors. Kasen wasn't aware of that.
Oh,
so
you
sorry,
support
guys.
sex prostitution rings being done in theaters?
No, what did you have to say, Jared?
Whoa, what happened with that?
back in like '08, dude, there was a whole like prostitution thing going on at Syracuse.
At Syracuse?
Allegedly.
live sex shows.
How did we not hear about that?
Well, we were 9 years old.
You didn't hear about it?
No,
Kasen
I
just put
actually
it on, bro.
That does sound a little bit familiar.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Let's just say we prefer AMC.
Yeah, AMC is kind of ass though. Honestly.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, the one in Layton.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, that's all our film news.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me give the synopsis
What movie are we doing today?
for The Town.
The Town.
It's a Boston movie.
Boston.
Came out in 2010, directed by Ben Affleck. And let me give the synopsis for you. Welcome to the bank robbery capital of America, Charlestown. Doug McRae is is a longtime thief who, smarter than the rest of his crew, is looking for his chance to exit the game. When a bank job leads to the group kidnapping an attractive branch manager, he takes on the role of monitoring her. But they're burgeoning. What does that say? Burgeoning relationship.
They're Burger King.
Usually pretty good at these. Their Burger King relationship threatens to unveil the identities of Doug and his crew to the FBI agent who is on their case. The reviews, pretty good. 92% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. 85% audience score. I would think it'd be the other way around for that, but
Yeah.
I mean, still, they're basically identical. IGN, I don't have that. Awesome. Could you look that up?
Yep.
IMDb, it's got a 7.5. And the Letterboxd average is a 3.6. I gave it a 4, though I could be persuaded to 4.5.
Yeah.
Austin?
It's
what'd
an
you give it?
8 on IGN.
Okay.
It's a
8.
4 for me on Letterboxd. I too could be persuaded to a 4.5.
Kasen?
No, I don't use Letterboxd actively. In fact, I just learned it was called Letterboxd recently, not Letterboxd. I would probably hover around a 4.5. It's really.
You said it was your favorite movie ever. So,
It's up there. So yeah, I mean, in our discussion before this about like being a little bit more reserved with your scoring, you know, I feel like the best movie of all time has to be a 5. Like it's just tough to get to that point.
So you only have 1 5 in your arsenal, ideally.
You only have one attitude, and it's horrible.
Hey, that was just a question.
Dude, you're calling me out, dog.
I'm just saying. I'm just wondering.
No, so like, I said that The Town could be a top 10 movie of mine after watching it. Of that top 10, probably 5 of them I would actually give 5s. Like I feel like 5 is like legitimately in my mind like a perfect movie. Like I can't find flaws. With The Town, I can find flaws. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No.
And I say that
I'm
as
not
someone-
judging you. I'm not judging you.
he's judging you a little bit.
A little bit.
Don't
No,
let him
for
get-
sure.
Don't
I'm
let
just
him get
not
to you.
super engulfed in the Letterboxd culture yet. I'll get to that point.
You'll get there.
He tries to make me backtrack on my ratings all the time, and it works.
Yeah, you do the very same.
Big old
And it
bully.
works as well. After this podcast, I'm going to go change my score for Girl with the Dragon Tattoo because you convinced me
Okay, good.
To what?
to a 2.
He's that's crazy. Dude.
Yeah.
So I guess what in your mind constitutes a 5? Like, does the movie have to be flawless for it to be a 5?
Not necessarily.
Maybe just like a personal preference.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can either be a perfect movie, for example, like The Godfather, whereas it didn't really resonate that much with me, but it's generally regarded as a perfect movie.
Like
So that's a 5.
Like objectively,
Objectively,
it is. Yeah.
And then there's the subjective side, whereas like Surf's Up is a 5-star movie for me because it makes me feel happier than any other movie ever. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Where it's not even close to perfect. It's not even really that good, but just the way it makes me feel, I'll give it a 5.
But does the general Letterboxd audience, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to hijack the conversation, but
No.
You don't.
does the general Letterboxd population operate in the same way where you think people give out 5s to personal favorites as opposed to objectively like the greatest films of all time?
I'm
know
not.
what I mean?
I'm not sure which way it leans, but people certainly do that. For example, like Jaren gave Bloodsport a 5.
Because that's the rare occasion where it's a masterpiece and it's like really personal for me as well.
Like
You
a
know?
masterpiece of being bad or what?
That's like kind of a rude way to say it.
No.
Perfect action,
Right.
mastering the slow mo.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Splits. Count how many splits are in that show.
Sure.
Like
Too many to
7
count.
to 12. Around there. John Valjean, just like an amazing performance from him, in my opinion.
Agreed.
So everything kind of just came
Right.
together and was for it.
What's
I
his
didn't
name?
realize we were talking
John
about Van Damme. Were we always talking about
John
it?
Claude Van Damme. I'm such an idiot, dude. I don't want to say.
Oh, that's good.
And I guess I just asked the question because I don't know if I
You
should go to
embarrass me.
Letterboxd as like a guide to what movies are good. Because if it's just people's personal favorites, like I wouldn't see that you gave Surf's Up a 5-star and be like, oh my gosh, no, I need to watch this movie. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. It's
Kind of a misguided compass a little bit.
if you look at the top reviews on most Letterboxd movies, they're going to be 5s, regardless of how good the movie is. It's going to be
Okay.
like 5. This movie was amazing because ha ha ha.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas the average will show is like a 3.5 or something. So you trust the average, and then there's Letterboxd's top 250 narrative films of all time, which has like an algorithm built into it that sways scores as well.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. But if you like look up a Harry Styles documentary on Letterboxd, it's going to be like a 4.8. Like it averages out to be super high because everybody, like what Jaron was saying earlier, most of the time you're going to watch films that you're interested in. So generally you're going to have a higher score heavy spread.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So like everybody that watches a Harry Styles documentary loves Harry Styles. So they're all going to give it a 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Letterboxd recognizes that, and it's not rated as the best movie of all time.
Okay.
So
People
That makes
review bomb too. I mean,
yes,
Zach gave Oppenheimer 1.5, and that was intentional.
Yeah.
yeah, that guy.
That guy.
We're not having him on again.
Just kidding. He didn't even. We had that whole rant that episode after
No,
he
he didn't
came
even
on.
care.
Didn't listen. Oh.
What's hilarious is I was driving down doing some service for him to pick up a couch for him, and I played some of that podcast for him. And 5 minutes in, he's like squirming, and he pauses it. He's like, "Can I pause it for a second?" Talks over it, and then like just hijacks the conversation. Which super cringe to play my own podcast in a car with my friends.
It's not cringe.
But I wanted him to hear us trash talking him, and he couldn't even get to that point. So,
Oh, jeez.
just kind of funny little tidbit.
Sounds like a bad friend.
Yeah, we're in the works to get rid of him. So,
All right.
okay.
All right. Let's get into the movie. Okay, so The Town. I watched this for the first time probably like 2 years ago, and really liked it at first. I didn't know Ben Affleck directed it until like recently. I was like, oh, this is a Ben Affleck film. And just like so Boston. And we've grown an affinity for Boston movies.
Yeah.
They're usually really good. Like Good Will Hunting. I don't know if you guys, The Departed. Have you seen The Verdict? I've heard
No,
of The
but I'm going
Verdict.
to watch
Haven't
it
seen
this
it.
week.
That one's really good. Great Paul Newman performance.
Love Paul.
And The Town. This is right up there with those other ones. So just a really important movie for us that we wanted to talk about. I've showed this to a few people. Showed it to Spencer. He didn't finish it, which pissed me off.
Of course.
But yeah, is this your guys' favorite Boston movie? What do you think? How does it stack up next to those other ones?
I think this is probably sitting at 3 for me.
3.
Behind.
What's
you
your
can't
ranking?
beat Good Will Hunting
Okay.
or Departed. I think I lean a little bit. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting is so much more relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the friend dynamic that they have.
You don't relate to Ben Affleck and Jem in their
No,
relationship?
not necessarily.
I'm not.
Have we ever gotten in a fist fight and you pistol whipped me?
We've boxed.
We have. Yeah. Okay, maybe I do.
Yeah.
You're opening up. For
I
me.
had my pistol there.
Yeah.
I was
And
going
you've got
to.
that Fighting Irish tattoo on the back of your neck
Yeah,
now.
that's true. Yeah.
No, I think I prefer The Departed and Good Will Hunting over this.
Yeah, but that's not like taken away from how good The Town is. Those are just two.
Yeah,
powerhouse
exactly. Just amazing.
movies.
And they're both long. I think if this had an extra 30 minutes or so, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more to flesh out the story.
Yeah.
I think it
so.
could have been that caliber.
How long was this?
I think right around 2 hours.
It's 125 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's hard with heist movies like this. I mean, is it a heist? It's a heist.
Yeah, absolutely. But this has been described as like Heat in Boston, and Heat's like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Almost. And that
That's
works
true.
better than this, I think.
There's some parts of Heat you can cut out.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. And
I
this
wouldn't
movie has-
want to, just
No.
because it's such a,
Yeah.
it's
Have
just
you
so
seen Heat?
funny listening to Al Pacino.
I started Heat, and then I think it was a night when I was doing homework, and so I turned it off. But I do plan on finishing it.
Okay, good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
You'll really like that if
Yeah.
you like the town.
Val Kilmer's in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was. the
He's
first
kind
scene
of
was
like
pretty
the
crazy.
Gem character, I'd say.
Yeah. Like
But-
the young and reckless kind of guy.
Yeah. This is probably Ben Affleck's take on the Heat. I mean, Heat,
Well, it directly references Heat
It
multiple
does.
times,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
They literally say something about like there's too much heat, which may just be a heist term, but Ben Affleck in one scene is watching Heat on the TV.
Oh, really?
I think so, right?
Yeah, and not to mention another pod that we're
A
competing
rival
with,
pod. Yeah.
but the rewatchables does mention several references to Heat in the movie.
Yeah.
But I think on the same podcast they said that the director's cut was originally like four and a half hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
which is crazy.
And then they cut it back to like 3 hours, and then the studio came back and said like cut it to 2. And just imagine 4.5 hours more of Gem,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just another couple hours of Gem. Just would have loved a little bit more Gem backstory.
Just shooting
Yeah.
people's kneecaps.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
college soccer.
College soccer.
Dude, isn't it so like, I mean, Ben Affleck's life, it's just so cool. He got into this industry with his best friend, Matt
Mhm.
Damon. They just win Oscars, youngest to ever do it, He's this amazing actor. And then he can just go and direct his own movie. He's fantastic at it.
Yeah.
He's won another Oscar for Argo for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Married to Jennifer Lopez. But making The Town, you just get your buddies. I'm surprised Matt Damon's not in this. He probably, they say this on the rewatchables, but he maybe could have played Gem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Jeremy Renner did a fantastic job, and he was the right person for it. Because Matt Damon can't be intimidating like Jeremy Renner is
No.
in this
No.
movie. He wouldn't.
He's too beautiful.
like even when
Yeah.
he tries to be. Oh, you said Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg or Matt?
Mark
Who
Wahlberg
was
could
going
have
to
done
play
it.
Gem?
I think Mark was in consideration, but he was filming something else at the time in Boston.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
But I think Mark would have been better than Matt in a Gem role.
Do you think so?
But I would have liked Matt in this movie in some. Like he could have
Some
played
capacity.
the John Hamm part.
Very well.
I think that would have been way better. I hated John Hamm in this movie.
Really?
We'll get into that. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of. This was probably like his biggest role, I'd say. And he
Yeah. His
squandered
biggest
it.
movie role.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
Mad Men was probably his.
Yeah, like
biggest
his
role.
what people know him for.
he couldn't make any movies when he was in Mad Men. I heard like his contract.
Like a contract thing?
Yeah, like
Oh,
they
really?
wouldn't let him do anything.
Wow.
And I think he missed out on some big parts too.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you guys consider Coda a Boston movie?
Children of Deaf Adults?
Yeah. Did you guys see Coda?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Didn't it win Best Picture?
One
2 years
Best
ago?
Picture, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. So it doesn't take place in Boston, but it's very like Massachusetts. And I think
Okay.
it captures a lot of the similar themes of like the blue collar
Right.
Massachusetts, like hey, F off, like
Right.
general nature of Boston people.
Mhm.
One of my favorite movies. Like I genuinely
Okay.
love Coda. So you guys should watch that.
Hey, you call your girlfriend Coda, don't you?
I do call her Coda, a child of divorced adults, but I probably shouldn't drop that joke on the pod. And then I watched.
Hey, no deaf people listen to this pod.
Sure. And then, like 2 weeks ago, I watched The Fighter, which is
So that's what Mark was doing at the same time. The Fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is not Boston per se, but it's Massachusetts, I think.
Isn't it Philadelphia?
I thought it was
I don't remember.
Massachusetts, but compared to this, like The Fighter was legitimately, I thought, kind of a bad movie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, which people loved it, and I liked Christian Bale in it, but I thought Mark Wahlberg was pretty poor in this movie. Anyway,
Okay.
Wahlberg,
Those are two more
you got to
Boston
find the
movies.
right role for Wahlberg,
Like in
Yeah.
The Departed, he's great.
The Party's great. Boogie Nights. That's
Oh,
the
dude.
performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Have you seen Boogie Nights?
I have not, but
You'll
I
love
need to.
that. We gotta watch that.
Case doesn't like nudity in movies, so we'll have to edit some stuff.
Is there
out for him.
nudity in that?
It's about.
I know it's about
porn,
like
right?
a porn star.
No, there's none. Let's just watch it tonight. We'll stay in
Okay.
after. Okay.
Amy Adams is in The Fighter. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I'll have to.
She's your girl, right?
Is Christian Bale in that?
Yeah,
He's really skinny.
Okay.
he's super good in it.
I'll watch
but Mark Wahlberg says.
It takes place in Lowell, which is 35 miles north of Boston. So it's a Massachusetts movie.
Nice.
Have you guys
Sorry.
been to Boston?
I have not. No,
No.
You guys got it.
I wanted to
I really want to.
go. Do you guys want to go with me to the Bad Friends show?
Oh, we totally would have. I would have in a second.
really?
Yeah. Let's go.
We
Let's-
still can. October 6th. We
Oh
can go.
well, I can't go that night,
Oh,
but
so
I'll go. No, but I went to Boston last year or 2 years ago
on my birthday. Yeah.
on your birthday. We invited you to fly out. You wouldn't.
No.
No.
You invited him to fly out.
Spencer flew out, which we went to a Red Sox game. You hate baseball.
No.
Mm.
Okay.
I've seen the game.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, we watched The Departed out there. Went and found all the sites that are featured in The Departed. It was great. I would love to go again after having seen this.
Mhm.
And
Wanna
go
go to
check out the
Sullivan's?
sites. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Sullivan's.
New
Yeah.
Sullivan's for sure. We wouldn't be welcomed in Old
Old
Sullivan's.
Sullivan's. We're not townies.
No.
We should go to some of those bars from Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
The Hobbit.
Some of the Harvard bars.
And where they filmed The Social Network, too. We should go there. Harvard University.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's a real university?
Yeah, I guess that's.
Really?
Yeah, in my research, I found that out.
I thought it was just featured in the movie.
No,
I thought it was fictional.
It's actually a real.
I thought Aaron Sorkin wrote that.
Zuckerberg went there. Ben Affleck actually went there too.
No way.
Matt Damon. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Vivek Ramaswamy, who Kasen is going to vote for in the upcoming election, went there as well.
Don't even know who that guy is.
I've never heard of that
If he's
name.
not part of the Forward Party, Andrew Yang, I don't know who he is. So
Okay.
anyway, continue.
Yeah, let's go on.
Okay. So we were talking about this a little bit earlier. How Ben Affleck, 2010. I mean, obviously, I don't remember 2010. Too busy.
Yeah.
For sure. It was, what, like 11? You
Yeah.
know, just had stuff going
So
on.
much going on.
Yeah. So Ben Affleck was the least of my worries. But I think this movie was kind of a revival for his career. You know,
That's what they say. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get that many great projects after Good Will Hunting. You know, he kind of took more of like a, I'm going to do this movie that's going to pay me the most.
Yeah.
You know, he did like Armageddon. He did a movie called Payday, too. With Samuel
Interesting.
Jackson. I haven't seen it.
Not a big Pearl Harbor guy.
Pearl Harbor, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
I legitimately love Pearl Harbor. dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
Mostly
Michael
just
Bay?
the story. I honestly can't remember, but
Who directed Pearl Harbor?
I mean, it's very cheesy, but you know, it's just the man element of World War II.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Michael Bay.
I'm not a big fan of Michael Bay,
You sure?
but I have seen Pearl Harbor.
Are you a fan of the Boiler Room?
I haven't seen that.
I haven't either, but
Okay. Well, we've got some.
I know some quotes from
Okay.
Anyway, continue.
Feed them to us. Give us a quote.
I'll do it after.
Okay. Here are the 5 movies before The Town that
Okay.
he's in. Extract. Ever heard of it? Chasing Amy. State of Play. He's Just Not That Into You, which I
Okay.
have heard of.
I have, yeah.
Smoking Aces.
Yeah, so
yeah,
like,
he's on a pretty cold streak
nothing.
for the years before this.
Mm-hmm. So this was just like a great career choice for him to take on this project. Was this his first directed film? Probably wasn't. Was it?
I thought Gone Baby Gone. He directed.
Okay.
I could
That's
be wrong on
probably
that.
it.
That would make sense, though. It'll take me a second to check that, but
So, I really like Ben Affleck, and the same thing happened with like when he was in Gone Girl. His career was at a real crossroads. I think
yeah.
there was some controversy about him.
We had like substance abuse issues.
Oh, really?
And I think that may have like dragged.
He
him
was
through the mud a
addicted
little
to
bit.
Dunkin' Donuts. That's what it was.
Yeah.
There's all those paparazzi photos of him
Getting
picking
dumped.
up
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts at his front door. You know, looking kind of rough. So
Here's what you got to understand about Boston.
Sure.
You can't throw a stone without hitting a dunk in Boston. Okay, they're everywhere.
I'm so
So-
glad we got a Bostonian on this pod.
Yeah,
Seriously.
you should be. Yeah.
And a European, basically.
Yeah. Listen, any movie we cover outside of Utah,
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll talk about it. Okay.
I love how your trips just affect your personality so much.
I love it too. It leads to a richer, deeper personality that
No, it
you two
does.
are lacking in, and I'm sorry for you.
We are. I need to go to more places.
Yeah,
So-
you'd be way more interesting if you did. No, but it is amazing how his career kind of turns around because he does this town, and then 2 years later he's winning an Oscar for Best Picture. Which
Yeah.
you like this more than Argo? I do.
That's tough. I think they're close. I really like Argo.
Really?
I think it's a fantastic thriller.
Okay.
I like this significantly more than
Yeah, me
Argo.
too.
Really?
We watched Argo together as well
We did.
for my first time, and your first time, right?
Yeah.
You guys probably didn't pay attention very well.
Yeah, we just got an Indian food.
Yeah.
Maybe we were just
Red
unfocused.
Fort.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I like this more than Argo.
This is probably a more entertaining movie. But like first watch Argo, I really liked it. And I could see why it won Best Picture
Yeah.
at the time. There maybe could be a case for another movie winning that year. But I feel good about Argo getting Best Picture. I don't know. I'll have to see what the other movies were.
Whoa,
nominated.
2011.
This one over The Avengers.
The
Argo
Avengers,
did?
was the Avengers nominated?
No, probably not. I mean,
Yeah. There's no way.
but I mean, Lincoln comes out that year. I think
Okay.
it's better than Lincoln. More entertaining at
Yeah.
the very least. Django, one of my favorites.
Django probably should have won.
Francis Ha, Silver Linings Playbook. You love
Silver Linings Playbook is fantastic.
But I think Argo is a better Best Picture winner than any of those.
Yeah. And it's like a period piece too.
Yeah, like
subtly.
it hits all the everything they look for. So
I think I enjoy Ben Affleck in Argo more as an individual, but I didn't necessarily enjoy the people around him
okay,
in Argo. Whereas in The Town, like I think like Jeremy Renner is incredible. I kind of like John Hamm in The Town, so I think I enjoyed the overall
The vibe.
cast of The Town. But Ben Affleck was really incredible in Argo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, The Town is a better like hang movie, you know?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, okay. I wanted to ask you guys. So, what do you guys think of Ben Affleck's Batman?
You go ahead.
So I saw that. I think that came out like my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Our junior year, we're the same age, and that was the first time I saw it at the drive-in theater with my girlfriend, and that was the first time I
Name?
like. I'll leave that.
Sure.
That's
Okay,
what
go
I'm
ahead.
about to say. It was the first time I like severely broke the law of chastity. Let's just say it was the first time I felt a woman's chest.
Okay.
Is that appropriate for the podcast?
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
cut
that's
it.
great.
We're not going to cut it.
Here's the thing. I saw my bishop 3 days after. Okay.
Sure.
It didn't happen again. But I didn't pay a ton of attention because I was too busy experiencing what was the greatest moment of my life.
Yeah.
Up to that point.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. Anyway,
I just think like if you think it was a good career choice for him, you know. I mean, I know he probably doesn't have regrets being Batman because that's like one of the coolest things you can do.
yeah.
I'm not sad. He was going to direct his own Batman
Yeah.
movie and star in it. And he's a great director.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have done a good job with it. But what they had set up with like the Justice League and all the cameos that he had, you know, I don't feel like it was going in the right direction for the movie to be good. But it is a little disappointing that we didn't get to see it because he's probably, maybe we don't want to talk about comics or whatever.
Well, no,
What's
no.
comic accurate? This is
Yeah.
a film fixation podcast.
Yeah.
So,
But it's important.
it is important, yeah. But we got the greatest Batman movie ever,
Yeah.
because he decided to pass on that, which is Matt Reeves' Batman.
Yeah. The
So-
Batman.
You
So,
think
yeah, I feel
the
good about it.
most recent Batman is better than the Dark Knight Batman?
Yeah.
Really?
far and away.
I don't know if it is better.
The Team Edward Batman.
Yeah, Edward Cullen,
Robert
Pattinson.
Yeah.
You think he is better than the Christian Bale Dark Knight
Have you
movies?
seen it?
Yeah, and I loved it, but I mean that's like blasphemy, kind of.
It is in the comic book world, but go back and rewatch The Dark Knight. I like it still, but like some of the dialogue is clunky. Like it's just a very Nolan film, whereas like Matt Reeves is just a better director, better storyteller, better executor. I think.
I'll have to rewatch the new one. I haven't seen it since it was in theaters. So
give it another shot. I think Ben Affleck's Batman is so. Here's the thing: I can't separate how cool I think Ben Affleck is from the Batman. From his Batman.
That's a great point.
So it's like, no matter how poorly written he is, every time I see him in the suit, I'm like, that's cool. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any dialogue that he's speaking or like be a part of the story that he's in, but I just think it's cool that he's Batman. And at the time, like, what was that, 2014, 2016? That he signed on to be Batman?
Probably, yeah.
Like, this was the golden age of superhero movies. Like, this was the way everything was trending. So there's no way he could have known how bad it was going to turn out for him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I like it.
So are his Batman... he made 2 Batman movies, right? Or was it just one?
So he's not in any standalone Batman movie.
It was like Batman versus Superman, right?
Batman versus Superman and the Justice League.
Are those
and then
considered
Cameo and everything else?
bad movies in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Batman versus Superman, I think, is like at a 2.5 average on
It's bad.
Letterboxd.
I just
it's just
rewatched
horrible.
it a few months ago.
It's not worth watching.
No, Jesse Eisenberg, he is the worst casting ever for Lex Luthor, and just a lot of unnecessary stuff. And the pacing is really bad. It's just all spliced together.
Feels like
Editing
a fever dream when
is
you're watching
horrible.
it. It's just,
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
We're not big Zack Snyder fans.
Yeah.
Or even
Nor is
Joss
Greta
Whedon.
Gerwig. I will say this: The Town is the first movie with Ben Affleck that like genuinely made me really love him as an actor.
Yeah.
Like when I saw like Pearl Harbor as a kid, I was like, I don't know what this is. It's just dope watching like dogfights. But like Argo was good, but it didn't like really draw me towards him a lot. Other movies I've seen with him, I just haven't been super attracted to his like charisma. The Town, though, like I was obsessed with him the whole time. He's just so cool. Like I'm like, I just want to be that guy, you know?
Yeah, and I think he just ingrained so much of like his authentic Boston, just like so much of itself into this character.
Yeah,
and that's why it works so well. Have you seen Good Will Hunting?
I have not.
Dude,
I shouldn't be on this podcast.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
No, genuinely.
That's one of our favorites.
I am planning on watching it soon.
Go check it out because he's great in that as well. But again, it's like he's playing himself, so he really
very
it's the boss.
extremely believable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can I ask one more question?
Yeah,
Ben Affleck related. Did you guys like Air?
I did.
Yeah.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't love Air.
Decent amount.
And I think that was another movie that was just made me feel like I don't get much from Ben Affleck in movies.
Well, his performance, I didn't care for.
Yeah.
Anybody could have played Phil Knight in Air.
It's kind of phoned in.
Even any of them really. Like I don't think Matt Damon was spectacular in that role either. I think it was a generally like good sit down feel good movie, popcorn movie, but it didn't blow my socks off. There weren't any like amazing acting performances.
Gotcha.
Maybe Viola Davis couldn't have been recast, but
yeah, I had my issues with it. It all feels like they talk about like Michael Jordan, the signing of the process, like they just knew it was going to be this incredible thing the whole time. And it's like they're romanticizing something that really wasn't that romantic at the time.
Right.
And I kind of saw through that, but I saw Air with Forrest and Spencer.
Yeah.
And I want to be a douche and just like, lay out what was wrong with it. So I was just like, it was good. Like I liked it. So
yeah.
You know why you saw through that?
Why?
It was because Sonny's a gambler, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah. I was really attracted to it. I thought they should have gone more in depth in the gambling.
Yeah.
Side of
And I think that speaks, this is a total different subject, but it speaks to his character and why it's like so unbelievable that he was so bought into Jordan. Because a guy with that type of like gambling personality, every round he's like, bet on this guy. Like, bet on this guy. We got to sign this guy.
Yeah.
So that's what made it less special for me.
Really?
And I think you saw through that because you relate to him a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. All right, let's get into the categories. Okay. Open this up. Favorite part? You guys want some choices?
Yeah, give us some
Okay.
choices.
The opening heist. We meet the group for the first time. We can see the Jim's very over the top, but these guys are calculated. They know what they're doing. Very intense. We're introduced to the female clerk or bank manager, whatever her name is. And they establish a connection, her and Ben Affleck, which is super early, you know? And yeah, very suspenseful. That was pretty good. What do you guys think?
The part in that where he grabs her hand when she's trying to do the con.
Yeah.
And kind of like, it's almost like borderline sexual. Like
It is.
Like, go slow, don't worry. Like, no, not even referring to like actual sexual language, but it was just like a very intimate thing. I really liked that part of the opening scene.
Yeah. And what's so masterful about it is like these guys are holding up a bank like it's an armed robbery. These are bad dudes. But just that line where he like shows some compassion and he's like, calm down, don't worry about it. You're like instantly convinced he's a good guy, you know?
Yeah, and it makes you want to root for him.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, I was like, okay, I'm like cooler with them robbing a bank because he showed a sense of compassion towards his victim, which is really dumb. But
no, but it's totally unnatural, but it works so well for the story.
Yeah.
Very cool.
No, and I feel like it really set the tone for how the romance between them is going to go. You know, like it starts off strong, where they just establish this connection without even seeing each other's faces. You know, then they meet at the laundromat. You know, and then things sort of get taken off. But a lot of like action heist movies like this, the romance really falls short.
Yeah,
like Heat, obviously.
Yeah,
with Al Pacino and his wife. You know. I wish I could do a good Pacino.
Oh, dude,
impression.
where he tells her boyfriend or whatever to get off the couch and stop watching his television set. One of my favorite scenes in cinema history. Yeah,
and she's mad at him for coming home late.
Yeah,
he's like, "I'm sorry, the chicken got a little bit cold."
That was good.
Yeah,
you're really good at impressions, man.
Dude, that's like the first time I've done a Pacino impression.
It's natural for you, man.
Give me all you got. Yeah. And also like Ocean's 11, you know, Clooney and Julie Roberts. It's just like thrown in there, you know. But they did a really nice job of focusing in on it and establishing the romance between them, and it makes it all the more powerful at the end. You know what?
Yeah.
Goes down. You know, him leaving the money for her, and you know everything. This is actually based. I saw this YouTube video. It's based on a real guy who I think he's kind of like just self-proclaimed himself as this movie's about me.
Okay.
You know, because his YouTube video didn't have that many views, but it all kind of added up. He's a total Bostonian, just like, you know,
I'm a bank
talking
robber.
about. Yeah, he's like, I robbed 20 banks in my day, you know, and then he's just talking about how he tells people all the time, like, you see Ben Affleck in the town? That's about me.
Like this guy's in prison telling all of his cellmates.
He said he was like in prison for like 36 years or whatever. And he said that one of the banks that he robbed, the bank clerk, like the exact same thing kind of went down where she fell in love with him not knowing that he was the guy who robbed her bank. And then when she found out, she decided to stay with him after it. And he was pretty prideful about it, just like, and she just fell in love with me. She just couldn't leave, you know?
Well, I know Ben Affleck interviewed a ton of people in prison and people from Charlestown, so it's very likely he could have gotten like that element of the story from someone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably over-exaggerated, but...
Yeah. This guy's probably just making it up. You know? But
right.
Just thought I'd mention that.
Well... I did hear one thing that was like directly lifted from a con story was that awesome scene after that heist that goes wrong and they like make the switch into the car. They finally get away after chasing through the streets of Charlestown.
Yeah.
And they hop out of the car all wearing like nun masks. And there's that cop just sitting there and he looks at them.
Yeah.
And they all freeze. And then the cop just looks away. Apparently that was like Ben Affleck took that directly from a story that somebody told him. Yeah,
that was
cool.
They didn't alter it at all. Yeah,
great part right there.
Yeah. Can I say something about the romance?
Yeah.
So this was one of the first movies I've noticed that I was more attracted to the actual dialogue and like character development than I was to the action. Like in typical Brody like man fashion, like I watch most action movies because of the shootings and the actual heist, but I felt like those were much more secondary to the scenes of him and Claire talking or him talking to Jem, which was really interesting. Like I thought it did a very good job at, to your point, developing the romance more so than like Ocean's 11. That romance is like non-existent, right? Yeah. So I really enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, they do a great job of separating the action from the romance. Yeah, I really like that as well. Okay, next part. Ben Affleck going to Jim, asking for a favor. That's a great part.
Yeah. You got to do something for me. You got to never ask what it is.
And we're going to hurt some people.
Yeah.
Who's
Great.
guy we taking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Good
just
scene.
it's just so cool.
Yeah.
You know, all these characters are so cool. Yeah, and then they actually go there, beat those dudes up for a little bit. Would you? I mean, obviously you guys wouldn't. Maybe you would. I don't know. But if you found out that this girl you'd only been on one date with, like, got a bottle thrown at her from these guys that you happen to know on this one bad street, would you do the same thing?
No.
No. Okay.
I would not shoot somebody's leg.
Would you go talk to them?
Maybe
No.
I'll talk more about this in the literally me category.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be like, if it happens again, let me know.
Yeah.
Like this time, I'll let it slide. But if they throw another bottle, let me know.
Okay. So you're not actually you've never been to Boston. Is what you're saying?
No, I mean,
You don't understand the
This is the one
Yeah.
inaccurate part of the movie. Is like in Boston, it's just not like that.
It's not like that. They don't get upset over like small things.
No.
Okay.
Boston's not known for that.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'd heard that. I'm like, that just seems wrong. Like,
Yeah.
it goes against everything Austin's been telling me.
Yeah. Do you guys have any friends that are like crazy like that, where like they're off their rocker and you're like, why am I still friends with this guy? But they're the most loyal person in the world. You know, like they would do that for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just that's.
Would
what
you
I
do that for me?
I would if you told me to.
Mhm.
I'd be asking questions the whole drive there. You know, I'd be like, what are we doing this for? I wouldn't be like going in with no questions. But if you were like, we need to go beat the crap out of some people, I would go with you.
You would?
Especially if we're wearing hockey masks.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to talk about this in the literally me category, but I had a fight that went down in high school where I was lining up against this rival squad in the street after Mariah Snow's pool party.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we were about to go 1v1. We were like sizing each other up. I was going to fight Porter Stevens, and Staten wasn't there. And so I get on the phone with Staten and I'm like, hey, dude, we're about to fight someone. Like, I probably need you here. Like 5 minutes later, he like drifts into the road with a cutoff on, jumps out and says, who am I fighting? And I'm like, that's my own little personal gem right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, no questions asked, just immediately shows up and asks who he's fighting. Luckily, the fight was broken up. So
That's awesome.
but yeah, everyone needs a friend like that.
Yeah. You think Spencer would come to your aid like that? No.
He wouldn't even. I almost swore. He wouldn't even come help us set up the studio today.
Yeah, too busy
Literally
playing
had-
Minecraft.
No,
Yeah.
dude, for real. It's getting a real issue.
Oh,
Like-
yeah. He hasn't showered. Did he tell you this? Did he tell you this? He hasn't showered in 3 months.
You're kidding.
3
Serious.
months because he comes home from work. He does some IT thing,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Comes home from work where he's been playing Minecraft for like 6-7 hours of the workday.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie wants to talk to him, but he just cannot stay off of the PC. He goes right into his room, gets back on Minecraft. It's a real addiction.
I know.
Ellie reached out to me and she said, hey, can we talk? Can we have an intervention? Whatever.
Yeah.
And she said, but before the intervention, we just need to get him in the shower or something. I'm afraid if people come into
So we
the
can
house,
get
there
in the
might
same
be.
room with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously,
Yeah. So,
I mean, it's. We knew this would happen with him moving back in with his parents. I mean,
100%.
you've seen that one South Park episode where they're just playing World of Warcraft.
Yep.
She comes by with the with the bowl for him to just poop in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've heard.
That's my worst nightmare.
I mean, it's safe to assume that's kind of what's going on.
Elizabeth, his mother, texted me, said that's exactly what's going on. She sent me a picture of the bowl and everything. She said, "Doesn't this remind you of South Park?" I said, "Yes, it does."
Turd inside bowl.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Gosh, wow.
So yeah,
Put him on the prayer roll.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, if you hear
for
this,
a guy.
go reach out to him. Just tell him to take a shower, please.
Yeah.
For us. So
Yeah.
okay.
Great
so
scene.
So
though.
that's
yeah.
okay. Next scene that I really liked was Ben Affleck and the girl at lunch.
Yeah. So
and they're getting to know each other, and then everything, like the tension, just like goes to 100 when Jem's there, and she like saw his tattoo. There's a high probability she can recognize him.
Yeah.
So yeah, just great. And then the way like the camera moves, where when Renner is getting up, and he puts his hand behind his neck to cover it, that was just so just such smart filmmaking. Because you're wondering about that the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
It's like a needle drop where they just like address it. He can finally get out of there. But
yeah, it was seriously intense. We were watching it with our friends, 7 of us, and we're all like gasping as he walks up. We're like, "Oh my gosh, it's about to go down. She's gonna recognize him." And like the way the camera sits behind him, like on his tattoo, you're just like on the edge of your seat. Yeah, really well executed scene.
Okay, good. Next, we talked about this a little bit. Next scene, the armored truck heist.
Yeah.
Very suspenseful. You kind of knew something was going to go wrong with this.
Yeah.
Because the first one, pretty much went according to plan, So yeah, just like when they're driving through like those little small streets, I'm like, how are they going to get out of this?
Yeah.
And they just find a way. It was crazy. And then, like you said, the cop just like seeing them and deciding to turn his head. It's a great way to end the scene. Would you do that? If you were in the same position as the cop, would you look away?
I would. I'm not like some brave superhero kind of guy. 4 guys with automatic weapons get out of the car with scary nun masks. You're not doing
You're just going to die. It's like,
you're going to die.
Choosing to live or die.
Yeah. Do you think that guy's kicked out of the force after, if that was outed?
Well, that was back in the good old days when we didn't have to have body cameras on every cop. You know what I mean?
Tell me about it. Back to blue.
Yeah, back to blue, brother. I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube, but there's a back to blue flag right behind you.
Jeez.
The nun costume was like absolutely terrifying. Like, that added such a like scary, dreadful element to the second heist, much more than the first uniform.
Yeah,
or not uniform, costume.
Yeah. Also, great thing about the nun outfits when they're like in the car going to the heist, and there's that slow motion shot of the kid on the street.
Yeah,
like you just get a sense of how Charlestown being like the robbery capital of the USA or whatever, how that affects future generations, and how like these people that are in this situation robbing banks, they probably started out as a kid like that. It's just exposed to all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
100%. I watched an interview with Ben Affleck where he was talking about how one of the main points of the movie was children escaping the sins of their parents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that didn't really click in my mind as I watched it, but like thinking back about that scene, it's like these kids just grow up with such a like norm of crime.
Yeah.
And that's so sad. Like,
yeah.
It's really cool that it's displayed in that scene.
Yeah. And they open it up saying like bank robbery is like a trade passed down from father to son. So yeah, that's a good life lesson for you don't have to rob banks like even if your dad did,
Yeah.
So
well, one thing I said that I kind of wanted this movie, I would have liked it if it was a little bit longer. I would have liked a little bit more of Doug's relationship with his dad. Because we get that super short scene. Maybe that's all we needed, but it would have been cooler to kind of expound on that idea of the sins of the father passing on to the son,
Yeah.
If we got more time with those two.
Their dynamic was interesting. And did we ever like get to the bottom of what exactly happened with him and his mother? Why she left?
Well, we'll talk about that in the Fergie scene. I don't know if we're gonna get to that.
I believe
Fergie
what
said.
Fergie said
Okay.
Yeah.
about her being like a suicidal, doped up, killed herself pretty much.
Oh, really? So she died.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the dad didn't have the heart to tell Doug that she was gone or whatever.
Why did he let him put up like posters?
You mean postas?
Posters.
Pasta?
Pasta?
I was putting up postas like a lost dog. Yeah, that's just a horrible dad move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let your kid roam the streets and put up posters for his freaking suicidal dead mom.
Yeah.
How do you tell him though?
Well, you just tell him what Fergie told him, which was,
Man.
you know, she was old.
If there's a heaven, son.
If there's a heaven, son, she's not in it. She was doped up, good and proper. You know,
That was really good.
That's
Thank
great.
you. I've been practicing that all day. for this podcast.
That's good.
Okay. Any other scenes that you guys liked? I mean, the end, it's pretty long. It's like the last 40 minutes of the movie.
Just so perfect, I think.
Yeah.
From the firefight to him killing Fergie and his henchmen to Claire, is that his girlfriend's name?
Yeah.
Trying to, well, not really trying to get him to come back to her apartment, but giving him the code to go, and then his escape out of the town just seemed perfect to me.
Yeah. I really enjoyed, this is actually probably my favorite scene, although it's kind of, I think people would think it's cheesy, but it's the first scene in the community garden where he tells Claire about his mom.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of does like a 2 to 3 minute dialogue about just his childhood being a mess. And I kind of started getting choked up when I watched that. I'm like, this guy really has, like, he was literally born into something that he basically couldn't escape. Like, the circumstances are so difficult.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Ben Affleck does a great job with monologues, I think.
Yes.
I mean, in Good Will Hunting, he gets,
when he's like,
it's like one of the most perfect parts of the movie where he's telling
I don't want you to come back here.
Yeah, he's like, I'll effing kill you.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
A wild card is also the cemetery scene with him and Jem, I think.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Because again, it goes back to like the whole time you're like, why doesn't he just ditch this guy? Like, this guy's an a-hole. He should never talk to Jem again. But at the same time, like, Jem is there for him all the time.
Yeah.
And Jem wants to keep him there, like, to be miserable like he is, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, there's something to be said about, like, I mean, you form such a bond with a friend, and it's like they become a brother. At what point do they, like, change so much where you just can't be friends with them anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot with you.
Yeah. Sure.
Like, at what point? Yeah.
At what point are they so interested in Coke and Xbox?
Yeah.
You just have to cut ties. You know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other favorite scenes that you guys want to mention?
I think we covered them all.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Least favorite part. I'll say one thing. I don't think Blake Lively did a good job in this.
Really?
I feel like she was really over the top in her, like, her accent. Was it Boston?
I think I think it was Boston. Just trashy Boston. It's like
really
hooker
trashy.
Boston.
I guess.
Just, I don't know.
So my least favorite part is that scene where Ham and her are in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Ham's like, you know how long this is? You know how much this weighs? I know everything about money.
Tell me more, Mr. Crime Stopper.
Yeah. No, that was exactly her.
That was her. I was just like the two least interesting characters in this movie, and John Hamm. I told Kase in this as soon as we finished it. I was like, he tried to dial it up so much that he just came off like so cartoonish and so cheesy in every scene. Just bothered me so bad, and that scene is like the pinnacle of his cheesiness.
Yeah. It
And
seems like
bouncing
that's just how he is as a person. Like,
John Hamm or the character?
John Hamm. Like, I don't know if he's capable of getting to that level, you know, of acting, honestly.
Kind of plays the same person in Top Gun Maverick, where every scene is just him being a douche to Tom Cruise. And it's just like yelling, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably my least favorite part, too.
Yeah. What's yours?
I think probably, I mean, there's some Claire Ben Affleck dates that I could have like done without, you know. Yeah. But truthfully, there's not really a scene throughout the entire movie where I'm genuinely bored.
Yeah.
Like I think all of it gathers my attention. But yeah, some of the Claire Ben stuff, although I like the romance, it's like not needed as much, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Or another submission, sorry. When John Hamm is like giving that briefing to the FBI group around that round table. Hated that scene.
When he says, "This is
like
the
makes
not
a joke.
effing around crew."
Yeah.
That was so cringe.
Yeah.
Or when he's like, they have to spend the money somewhere. We got to like track casinos and strip clubs, and it like starts panning to them.
Yes.
Like there's like a stripper,
Like-
and then there's like a cards table, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that. He's over the top in that scene.
Yeah. Did not like that much.
Yeah.
That's my submission.
Okay. Any John Hamm part from
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
Okay. Best quote.
There goes college soccer.
College soccer. I have one. It's one of the scenes with Fergie and Ben. I keep calling him Ben. Dougie. I had to Google it so I could remember exactly, but it's when they're kind of fighting about Dougie not wanting to do any more jobs for Fergie, and Fergie's like, basically like, I own you. You're going to do more work for me. And then Dougie comes back and says, "Let me ask you something. Who the f do you think you are? The only who the freak do you think you are? The only guy in Charlestown with a gun?" That was horrible. You guys,
Doesn't Fergie say that? Or no, Doug says that.
Doug says that to Fergie.
Okay.
He's like, "You think you're the only one in Charlestown with a gun? All you do is run numbers and pump dope. You're the old guy with an effed up face whose glory years are behind you." Like that whole scene is awesome to me, and I think Dougie really dials it up for that. I really enjoy it.
I wish you would have nailed the Boston accent right there.
I mean, I can do it again.
That's okay.
One of my favorites is when Fergie says,
You guys
I
really
wanna do
liked
the accent.
Fergie.
I just
love
loved
Fergie,
how
dude.
ugly he was, like his
Yeah.
big ass nose, and his Irish accent was just perfect.
Mhm.
But when he says, I can't do an Irish accent.
Well, tell me to say it.
I thought you went there.
Oh, I did go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to do this for me, or I'm going to clip your nuts like I clipped your daddy's.
That's good.
Yeah. I love that one.
Can I try that once?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna do this for me.
That's
Or I'll
Scottish. You're going Scottish.
No, but
Go Irish.
Fergie's
Bring it up.
very.
Okay.
He's a hybrid of. It's not purely Irish.
He's North Irish, yeah.
Okay. So you're
Belfast.
that like
Yeah.
dialed
Yeah,
in.
go ahead. Yeah.
Well, now I'm not gonna do it. No, I'll just do Scottish Fergie.
Yeah, just
I clip your nuts like I clipped your father's and shove it up your great big poke. You will.
Dude, you nailed that.
Thank you.
That was perfect.
My turn. Just kidding. No, I'm not gonna go.
No, go.
No, I have
Wait,
a
do
different
it in-
best quote.
Do it in the style of Jack Nicholson.
No, I need to be more prepared. My best quote. I just love Dougie when he goes to Jim and he's like, what does he say? He's like, I need a favor. You can't ask me about it later, and we're gonna have some people.
That was really good.
Dang.
That was good.
Dang.
Yeah.
That was good.
Okay, that was it. That's my favorite quote. Anything else we missed? Any more Fergie?
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Let's
This
just
is
say
one of the more
everything that
quotable
Fergie
movies.
said.
I think this is such a quotable movie because of the Boston accent. Like every
Yeah.
time I
Dude,
hear it, I just
absolutely.
want to repeat it back.
Absolutely.
Same
with
with
The Departed.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We quote
Everything's
that, like,
funnier
all
with
the
the
time.
accent.
I got a double burger. That's good.
How about this? I'll put your sandwich on layaway. You pay me 2 cents a week, 2 cents a day.
Okay. All right. Life lessons. I don't get like a dope Rob Banks vibe from this.
No.
I feel like
No.
it's, you can kind of go into that if you want to.
If you're just a decent person, right,
Yeah.
like Ben, works out.
No. Yeah.
I would say
Don't get involved with Fergie.
Yeah,
Like
don't get
any
involved with
crime, mafia bosses.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that theme discussed earlier about kind of escaping generationally bad choices, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do something just because of your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, you can break out of bad, I don't know, bad ways of living. But
Don't sleep with your friend's sister.
Yeah. Well,
Is that confirmed that Jem and Chris are brother sister?
yes.
That is right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is because the cemetery scene.
I would say don't get in a relationship with somebody that you like held at gunpoint, because that's going to come up at some point.
Yeah.
Doug and Claire.
Yeah, but come on. I'm just kidding.
I mean, they didn't
I
end
mean,
up
it worked
together.
out pretty much.
They
It
didn't
worked
end-
out for a bit.
Yeah.
He got laid.
That's true.
Oh, his back with those tattoos. during
Oh,
that scene.
dude. I wish he had that big old phoenix tattoo that he has in real life.
Merlin's
He
beard.
probably didn't have it at that time. Have you seen
Serious.
that?
Wait, the one that he has in the movie?
No, the one that he has in real life.
I have not seen that.
Holy cow. Look at this.
Pull it up. Pull it up for us.
He has a phoenix tattoo.
It's the ugliest tattoo ever.
While you're looking that up, worst character to hang out with? John Hamm.
That's a horrible tattoo.
Yeah. Isn't that terrible?
That's absolutely horrible.
You don't like that? Just kidding.
Yeah, John Hamm, worst character to hang out with.
Yeah.
I have a wild card for this one. I think it's actually Claire.
Mm.
There's several scenes where Ben Affleck's being vulnerable and like opening up to Claire about his childhood trauma. She does absolutely nothing to like validate his feelings. It's just like, oh, okay.
Really?
Which it's very movie to like not be like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
are you okay? But I'm like, Claire, show a little bit of emotion. Like your boyfriend's basically just telling you that his mom committed suicide,
Right.
Yeah.
or is lost, and his dad is in prison, and you're just like, oh, okay, let me keep trimming my flowers in this community garden. So
Yeah, that's a good.
And she
can't open up
she
to her.
whined so much about the bank heist or whatever.
Oh my
like,
God.
just
Get
get
over it.
Jeez, I mean,
seriously,
you unlocked a vault. That's all you freaking did.
Yeah.
it's a cool
And you
story.
didn't even do a great job at that.
And they gave you a
Like, you had to
car
get
ride.
help.
You know,
You had to go to the
you gotta
beach.
go to the beach. You gotta walk in the sand. You basically just got off work early that day
Yeah.
with no repercussions.
Gosh, Case, you're right. She's insufferable.
If she didn't get, if she wasn't a victim of that bank robbery, she would have never had intercourse with Dougie.
Yeah.
So
Seriously,
you could say that it's a blessing in her life.
She should be
Honestly.
thanking her lucky stars. Yeah.
And the what like the wreck wouldn't have never got that money to.
Yeah.
That's what the money went towards, right? Was
Yep.
the hockey
Yeah, the
rink?
rec center.
Yeah, the rec center.
Yeah.
So I mean, best possible scenario for her, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ungrateful.
I know. That's
Also,
a great point.
one more point. Every time you're hanging out with Claire, she's just gonna be like, "Oh, it's sunny out. This makes me think of dead people."
I didn't like that.
That was my
Seriously.
least favorite
Yeah.
conversation of the entire movie. I'm like, the way that was brought up was so awkward.
Because the juxtaposition in the conversation, she just like looks up from her coffee. It's sunny. My brother died on a day like this.
Yeah, that was my
Like,
least favorite
whoa.
scene.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Your brother died on a sunny day?
Don't ruin sunny
Do you
days
think
for
of
the
him
rest of us.
300 days out of the year?
Yeah, 80% of the days are sunny. Are you always thinking about lymphoma?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's a good point. She was just horrible. I just, man,
Yeah, I'm done with it.
looking at her in a whole new light.
Yeah.
Okay. Who should Ryan Gosling have played?
He could have done Dougie.
I think he could have
Him
done
with
that.
the Boston accent would have been great. Or Jim.
It would have been
Keith Affleck
entertaining.
is-
If you're going for like most value, I'd say
Yeah.
him in the John Hamm role.
Yes.
As you know, he gets like his own, he can operate in his own kind of space, you know, and be funny, like, you know, where John Hamm failed to be funny, and you know,
Dude. Yeah, Ryan Gosling says this is the not effing around crew.
yeah,
I'm rolling on the ground laughing.
you would have been like rooting for him a little bit,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. I'll let you guys handle this one because my Ryan Gosling love is not nearly what you're like. I love the guy, but like,
Yeah.
this is a tailor
We're
made.
about to kick you off.
No, I love Ryan.
Yeah, it's been fun, Kasen, and that's the end of the episode. Thank you for tuning in to Film Fixation.
Well, I just know how much you both love the Gray Man. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the Gray Man. Holy cow. I think you would like Place Beyond the Pines.
I think I would. I genuinely like Ryan Gosling.
Sure, man.
I almost watched The Big Short a couple days ago, and I
Really?
never did, but I will. Yeah.
That's a good one.
He has a great performance in that.
He also could have played Chris, Blake Lively's character.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Could have
Yeah.
killed that role.
That
That
sex
first.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I could have played Chris's role, for that matter. If I got to sit on Ben Affleck like that,
Oh my gosh!
holy crap, sign me up.
Mr. Crime Stopper. Oh,
You gotta chase the tail.
gotta
My
chase the
mother
tail
taught
to
me
get the
that
rabbit.
What is your mother?
She was
you said
really
her
tragic.
mother.
Yeah, when she said her mother taught her that. I
What
was
is your
like,
mother
what?
teaching you to
Yeah.
be a prostitute?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Ugh. But again, it goes back to that theme of like perpetual poverty and sadness because of parents' bad decisions.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. What scene in the movie would you most want to be there for?
That's a tough one. I'll let you go first.
Well, either Ben Affleck's sex scene with Blake Lively, or with Claire.
Okay,
Just like,
so
you know,
just
a
either
fly
of
on the
the
wall.
sex scenes.
Yeah,
Where would
if
you
I
be?
could
In
see.
the closet, under the bed, just standing there?
Anywhere where I can get the same angle of Ben Affleck's wiener that you get in Gone Girl. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
This has officially turned into a PG-13 podcast. No holding back.
No. I'd like to be there for the barbecue where they're getting staked out, getting pictures taken of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to be at the barbecue.
yeah, with Chris holding Shine on her
Yeah.
hip,
Yeah.
drinking a beer. Yeah, I think probably some of the bar scenes, just because it looks like a fun place to be, with the Boston boys watching like a Pats game or something on a
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one of the heists, but I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't be caught in that gunfire. Like I
No.
just couldn't do that.
But, I would like to be a part of a heist with these guys.
Yeah.
Like, they're pros,
I would want to be the
I
first.
feel pretty
at the
confident.
first heist. Yeah. That's
Keep
my
me away
answer.
from bleach.
Just because were there any gunshots at the first heist? I don't think there were.
No.
No.
It was pretty straightforward. You've seen the whole scene. You know how it's going to go, right? Maybe you could like intervene right there with Claire and be like, "Hey,
Oh,
like
slow down.
slow down.
Yeah.
Try to do your best."
You're perfect.
Yeah.
They
That was
don't
pretty
even
good.
give you a gun. They don't even give you a gun. That's just your job, is to just go comfort everybody.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I want the thrill of a heist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Is this the greatest movie ever?
Could be.
I mean, I think it's.
Is it the best heist movie?
No.
I think I might like the Ocean's 11 more than this movie.
Really?
I think they're pretty close.
Yeah. Well,
He
Ocean.
hates heist movies.
I haven't seen Ocean's 11 though. I'm sure I'd love it. Those type of heist movies are different, where they're like forming a team and it's like this big extravagant plan.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's not like a 1-to-1 comparison.
Yeah.
This doesn't. I mean, it's a different heist
There are
movie
big
where
heists, but it's not.
they just go on heist. Like there's no real planning. You're not
Yeah.
involved in the planning. Yeah.
which I prefer.
Okay. I like how it kind of all comes together and
Yeah.
you know kind of what to expect, and then there's that big plot twist at the end.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11. It's really satisfactory.
Yeah, watch it tomorrow.
It's like a feel-good movie. I feel like there's more comedic elements to like Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
Obviously,
the
with
relationships and the dynamics are really
Yeah.
nice in that. Clooney and Brad Pitt have great chemistry.
Town.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it the best Ben Affleck directed movie?
I think it's my
Your
favorite. Yeah.
Probably my favorite too. I'll have to rewatch Argo to
Yeah.
say that with confidence. But okay. Most literally me character.
Because you had a lot for this.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna recount the story of Staten in terms of like it's literally me being Dougie, and Staten's kind of my gem sometimes. Yeah, I really don't have a literally me character in this movie. It's just very unrelatable, most of the characters, I'm trying to think.
You don't feel cool enough to
Not-
say that they're literally you.
Not cool enough to be Dougie, not crazy enough to be Jem, not horny enough to be Chris.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, I won't get into that. I don't know. What do you have? What do you guys have? And I'll think about it.
I just like to pick the coolest guy.
I just
So
want
Dougie.
You're gonna say Dougie.
Yeah.
Am I more of a gem to your Dougie, or am I like a Dougie and you're gem? If we can
That's
only be
tough.
one,
If we could only be one,
yeah.
I think that's for Casey to decide.
You would definitely be Dougie, and Austin would be Jem.
Really?
In your relationship, I would say.
I would have
Interesting.
assumed the other way.
I would have too. Maybe he doesn't know shit
Maybe he
about us.
doesn't even listen
I
to the
feel-
pod.
hey, Austin's only been my friend for what, maybe a year.
Yeah.
Close friend. And then Jaren, we're just budding our friendship. But honestly, I can say this, man. I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks.
It's
Wow.
sprouting.
You heard it here first.
I have a question for you in regards to characters. Like, do you either of you actually know a legit gem in your life?
Not that crazy.
Like, think of someone you went to high school with.
I can only think of scenarios where I've acted like a gem. Like, when I had my friend Kyler. You guys have met Kyler at the Oppenheimer movie. One time when we were kids, he was this kid from the neighborhood was riding his like automatic scooter or whatever, and he just went up and ran over my friend Kyler, and that was like the first fight I'd ever gotten into. I just went and like pushed him off the scooter and was like ready just to fight him just because he hit him. And
That's your
I
gem
mean,
moment.
yeah, that's like my gym moment. Nobody really to the degree of like being that crazy. There's some people where like you maybe get nervous on how they'll act in front of
Yeah.
like your family or
Yeah.
your girlfriend or something. Like Spencer, I just worry about the smell pretty much.
Yeah,
That's kind
For
of it.
sure.
of course.
For sure.
They'll just talk about Minecraft the whole time.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, that's pretty much it. McKay is kind of crazy. What do you think?
McKay Kimball?
Yeah, but not.
He's
not
just
the
so
same
funny.
way. Yeah, he's just so crazy funny. It's not like
Yeah.
you worry
He's
about what
unpredictable. He kind of has that unpredictability.
Yeah.
About him. That Jem
But like
does.
I've never had a person that's crazy and like a bad influence on me like that.
Yeah.
I mean, on my mission, I had a companion that like
Kind of Jemmy.
yeah, he was so crazy and so scary.
Really?
He would try to get me to disobey, but I never did.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why you're AP.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I think I grew up next to Jem, like a legit Jem. And that's kind of, I feel bad because I asked that because I really wanted to tell the story.
Okay.
Which is very poor of me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead, man.
So I have this neighbor. He definitely won't find this podcast.
Your
He
next door
might
neighbor?
be next door neighbor my
Okay.
entire life.
I heard that guy's actually a listener.
Tristan?
Yeah.
It's not that. Anyway, this kid was born in really poor circumstances. His mother was on meth when she had him. And growing up, I would like pull in from school and he would be behind a mailbox and I would just get pelted with freaking airsoft guns as I like walk into my driveway. Fast forward years later, there's like SWAT in our cul-de-sac all the time because he's like making threatening posts on Facebook about how he's going to die by cop.
Oh my god.
Like all this stuff. And like one time I caught him in a parking lot selling weed. All this stuff where I'm like, I literally grew up to a guy that was like basically Jem, just like that white, insanely like unpredictably crazy kid
Right.
where you just don't know if he's gonna pull an airsoft gun on you, like point blank, just put a couple rounds in you.
Yeah, I distinctly remember watching this movie and feeling like, oh my gosh, when is Jem gonna pull out like his airsoft gun?
100%. No, I mean I was thinking that the whole time, but more so just yeah, I think there's a lot of like modern day Jems. Like imagine if Jem lived during the pandemic. Like, do you think that guy was gonna wear a mask in
No.
Chili's?
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
No, great point.
yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of
Guys with a temper.
they're just not gonna comply. with
Chip on
anything.
your shoulder. Yeah, they're ungovernable. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Yeah. I do have a gem in my life.
Who?
We were referencing Parker Hardy,
Oh, okay.
but he's not going to listen.
What if he does? He could.
He
There's a
could.
chance.
Parker, you're
I've told him.
ungovernable,
I think
baby.
I mentioned this one time to him. No, I
I'll
didn't.
text him
There's
and tell
no
him to
way.
listen.
I haven't talked to him in half a year.
He's too busy living it up in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So,
Doing very well.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Is that the end of our categories?
Yeah, that's the end of the categories. The draft.
Yes.
Oh, wait, any facts about the production that you guys had?
No, I just had that thing that he interviewed Cons.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Renner did the same thing. Interviewing
Oh, really?
Bostonians and
Very
people
cool.
who would like been in and out of prison.
Okay.
So
Also, apparently, I think Ben tried to get Mark Wahlberg first. We kind of talked about that. for Jem,
Yeah.
and he couldn't get him, and he asked Kase, his brother, about like actors that he knew who could play the role. He didn't ask Kase to do it,
Okay.
but Kase pointed him to Jeremy Renner,
Really?
who at the time wasn't, really in anything.
I think
Because
it's
of the
perfect.
assassination of
Yes.
Jesse
Yeah.
James. They worked together, right?
Yeah. Renner's in that? Assassination? Oh.
He's a big part. He's actually really good in that movie. And
Yeah.
I traditionally haven't liked him a ton.
Dude, you'd love that movie. Sam Rockwell's in it. You love
The
him?
more you tell me I'd love it, the more I hate it.
Oh, you'd hate that movie.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I love when people do that. Not,
That's how Forrest is.
I know. Screw that guy, dude. Okay. I think I had another fact. I can't remember though. Probably wasn't important.
Oh, yeah?
Shut up. Okay. We're gonna do the draft. This is gonna be crazy. So we usually flip a coin. Austin usually cheats.
No.
So maybe we'll just give him the first pick.
No, look.
because-
Do a little name
I've got
generator.
to spin the wheel.
Okay. Are we doing this snake draft style? Or are we doing
I think Snake would be
snake?
the best way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, you guys are the owners of the podcast.
No, yeah, you're the boss, man. Just come on and
Yeah.
tell us what you think.
Just take over everything. Got your own
Sure.
desk.
Yeah.
This
jeez.
kid brought his own desk to the.
I mean, I was Twitter famous at one point.
Yeah, that's true.
So
TOJ.
All of us were, dude.
Yeah.
So was I.
Yeah, Jaron had a pretty viral video too.
Really?
For going under the ice. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was super pissed about it in high school because I hated him.
That's cool.
Um,
dude. I'm gonna do it again.
yeah, do it again. I'd love it for you now. So snake draft.
Let's do snake draft.
up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how many movies are we doing? 6?
4.
You can only do 4.
I have 12 movies here at my disposal.
Let's try 5.
I think I can do 5.
You sure? Okay.
Let's try 5.
I can
Okay.
search
Okay.
my brain if I.
I'm spinning, little boys. Uh-oh.
All right.
Shimikayo. Huh? Check that out, huh?
That's so cool, dude.
That's dope.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going first. Then between these two jokers. Doesn't even really matter. Kasen.
All right.
Okay.
Rigged.
Okay, so did we introduce what this draft is going to be?
Can we pick the town?
Let's say yeah.
Okay.
Usually, let it be noted, generally we don't do the movie that we're covering, but this time I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can you do multiple movies from the same director?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this draft is movies where the director played a part, however small or minuscule. Or if it was a big part, could be a big part, like The Town.
Yeah.
Or it could be a smaller part, like other movies that I don't want to name because I don't want you guys to know what I know. So
This was Kasen's idea, actually. When we finished the movie, he says, it would be a good idea for a movie draft on the pod. Is this? So
I'm honored.
thank you for that.
Love you guys.
Okay, with my first pick, I'm going to go with Taxi Driver. Directed by Martin Scorsese.
yeah, that's cool, dude.
He's in it. He says the N-word.
Is that why you like it?
No.
Okay.
That's why I don't like it. But I had to pick it to make the fans aware that it's not okay.
Okay.
So that came out in like the late 70s, right?
Yeah. So,
I've never seen Taxi Driver.
76.
Does it hold up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've seen The Joker,
I've not seen The Joker.
It's a shot-for-shot remake, pretty much, honestly.
Like actually people say that?
People say
I
that.
said
It's,
that.
it's very, very similar. It's not shot for shot.
It's like same story arc.
There's this scene where like Robert De Niro like dances around and paints like clown makeup on his face in Taxi
Same
Driver.
sort of descent into madness with a lonely protagonist.
Yeah.
It's Taxi Driver. But Taxi Driver is the better movie.
Between that and The Joker.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies that like broke cinema, changed the game forever, So worth the watch.
Very cool.
Okay. Your pick, Kasen.
All right. For my first pick, I will go with Django Unchained.
Great.
As I was getting into movies over the last several months, becoming closer friends with Austin, he gave me a list of movies to watch, and Django was pretty high up there. And Quentin Tarantino plays a minor role at the end when he's like the weird Australian guy.
Yeah.
I think he's Australian.
He is. Yeah.
He's guiding Django towards a new. I can't remember the exact details, but
He's taking him to the LaQuint-Dickey Mining Company.
there we go.
Yeah.
You have that movie memorized.
I just watched it again the other day.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think probably my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that movie a lot, and I thought that's probably Leonardo DiCaprio's best performance that I've seen as well. Maybe. And Jamie Foxx is awesome in it too. So
Yeah. It's an amazing movie. Fun fact, I thought Quentin Tarantino was Australian until like 2019.
Really?
Because I had
of the
seen
movie?
that movie, yeah.
really,
That was like the first Tarantino movie I saw, and it just stuck in my mind that he was Australian.
That's funny.
he's genuinely weird. I've listened to interviews with him, and he's like Zuckerberg or like Elon Musk vibes, kind of like just a weird person.
Dude, I saw this one video of him with Leo talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and you just get a feel for how weird of a guy he is. Like, he's just talking over Leo the whole time, and Leo's just like sitting there looking at the floor, like kind of wants to get out of there. He's a very weird guy.
Yeah.
I'd still want to hang out with him, you know?
He's passionate.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna lose this. I'm like, I'm at a bad
Dude,
spot.
there's still.
I can take 2 though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on
Yeah.
the
I'm
turn.
in a
Man.
good spot then. Okay. I'm gonna take Iron Man
Great.
with my pick. John
Favreau.
Favreau directed and stars as Tony Stark's bodyguard, or Happy is his name.
Yeah.
Wonderful action film, kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Mhm.
and they kind of based the whole universe on how good Iron Man was
Yep.
and Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. So, and it still holds up. I mean, it came out in 2006 or 2008.
2008.
And I mean, everything kind of just went right with it. Like,
Yeah.
there was the controversy of like Robert Downey Jr. was, in and out of rehab. He was on the comeback.
Mhm.
People didn't think he could take on this role.
Yeah.
And then it's like one of the most iconic characters of all time. So,
When even John Favreau directing, like, people didn't believe in that, you know?
yeah. Because he'd only directed other smaller movies.
Yeah.
I won't say.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so Iron Man. Then I get to take another one on the turn. I'm gonna take. Is it if it's a really small fart?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
It can be. I mean,
I don't have to
from
feel.
what Austin told me, it's like even a cameo, like a small walk by.
Okay.
I don't know.
If their hands are in it, you can count
Okay,
it.
so then in that case, I'm gonna take Inglourious Bastards. Quentin Tarantino, he's in it twice actually. So 2 different characters. He plays
Yeah.
more of a part in this than any of these other directors that you guys are talking about.
What part is he in?
So when we are introduced to the bastards, when they're trying to get
All lined up.
information out of the German general,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like the cave, we meet the bear Jew.
Yeah,
You know.
it comes out the baseball bat.
Quentin Tarantino is one of the German soldiers' bodies, and
Oh, really?
he's
Yeah,
getting scalped by, I think it's Ryan from The Office who's scalping him. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's there, and then he shows up again when the girl, the actress, who's
Bridget von Hammersmark.
is meeting with Hans Landa
Mhm.
in the closet. Quentin Tarantino had a very specific vision on how he wanted him to strangle her, so he put his own hands in there on that
Serious?
shot. Yeah, so it's Tarantino's hands, and it looks like he's
It's
actually
insane.
squeezing pretty, and her eyes are kind of popping out,
Yeah.
yeah.
The vibe to be a director and be like, the one cameo I want to make in this is me strangling someone.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely had weird fantasies about.
Yeah.
I mean, no shade, but
I think an investigation should be opened into his cameos.
Yeah.
For sure. There's also a cameo. It's not a movie that he directed, but he helped write, where he has to lick Selma Hayek's feet,
Mm-hmm.
which he wrote that scene and volunteered for it. So, I mean, pretty shady guy.
yeah.
I'd do the same.
I mean,
I'm not judging. I knew you were going to pick that chair.
You did.
Yeah, that's why I said
No.
if their hands are in
You
it, you
didn't
can pick
know.
the movie.
You didn't know.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Okay, go ahead, Kasen.
All right. I'm a little bit conflicted on this one because I don't know if either of you will even take this movie at any point. I think you would if it got late enough, so I'll take it now because I really liked it. I will take Tropic Thunder.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Ben Stiller, main character in Tropic Thunder, and also directed the movie. Watched it last night because I've wanted to watch it for several months, and I looked up lists of actors that have also directed. I was max laugh on several scenes.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely isn't a favorite, but I was genuinely laughing at a lot of stuff that is not appropriate. And
Yeah.
like the whole Robert Downey Jr. being an African American, absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt bad even laughing at it because I'm like, is this okay for me to enjoy this? And then the Simple Jack storyline is like absolutely hilarious. Like I was nonstop laughing at that when they abduct Ben Stiller and make him be Simple Jack on stage, and they put in the dentures of like the weird village old guy, and I'm like, that is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
So really funny movie. I liked it a lot, and I thought it was worth drafting at this spot.
Yeah, great. I also love how when Robert Downey Jr. is asked about the blackface, he's like, I'm just glad that was the least problematic. That wasn't the most problematic thing in the movie, and that people were more upset about Simple Jack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah. So he didn't even take all the heat that he thought he was going to. So
That's funny.
okay, my pick.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Pulp Fiction.
Expected.
Good. Just get all the Tarantino movies out of the way.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
Tarantino shows up. Pretty big role in this one. He also says the N-word.
Kind of a pattern.
It's not cool.
Not cool.
It's kind of a pattern in the movies you're drafting, like the usage of the N-word.
Yeah. No, that's a coincidence.
It makes me wonder why you're drawn to them.
Okay, let's switch it up. I'm hitting on the turn. Okay.
Wait, you are taking Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, Pulp
Okay,
Fiction.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Well, you said switching it up, so I was.
Oh, no,
confused.
sorry.
He doesn't.
Then I'm going to take Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Gosh dang it! Freaking heck, dude! You don't even like.
When's
Lord of the
Peter
Rings that
Jackson
much.
in that?
He plays like a homeless man on the street.
Really?
Yeah, when
Let's
they
fix it for 1 second.
when they knock on the door to get into Bree, at the very beginning of the movie to meet Strider. Well, they're supposed to meet Gandalf. They meet Strider.
Okay.
So he's like one of the homeless guys in the street.
You probably should have taken that instead of Tropic Thunder.
I should have.
You
I
could
didn't
have got
think.
Tropic Thunder on the.
I
on the
didn't
turn
know
back.
Ben Stiller was the director of Tropic.
I didn't even know you liked Lord of the Rings.
He
doesn't.
that I like.
So you just
These are movies that
appeal
are
to the
gonna get
audience.
me to win. Yeah.
So I'm picking movies that I like.
He's
and I also
completely.
love
He's
that.
so desperate to get a win now in these drafts.
Seriously, I'm down by 2.
Yeah. 2 or
I
3.
need to work. No, 2.
Okay.
4-2.
Sure.
Yeah. Do the math, Bucko.
Okay.
All right, dude. Whatever.
Okay.
I'll
That's
work
it,
around
Case.
it.
All Out War.
That really sucks. I love that movie.
I bet you do.
That's my favorite of the trilogy.
You would have picked that first or second, even if you loved it.
I feel really
So,
good about where I'm at.
Okay.
The movies I'm gonna get.
2 of my favorites, Iron Man and Glorious.
Okay. My pick.
Yep.
I will go. Oh my word! I just don't even know where to go here. I'll go with A Quiet Place. John Krasinski.
Good stuff.
Kind of a mainstream pick, but I love John Krasinski. I love his relationship with Emily Blunt. I love those movies a lot, and I think he's a really great director and actor. I don't know if much more needs to be said about that.
I like that movie a lot.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's been a while since.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those movies you just want to cuddle with a girl in high school while watching that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay, my picks. Oh, I feel really good about this. Okay.
Oh, do you?
I'm gonna take Thor Ragnarok.
Wasn't on my board.
Oh, really? I just barely added it to mine.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that one.
Dude, it's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I like Taika Waititi. Waititi. I used to love him until he came out with the
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
Oh, but he's also in that. Why didn't you pick that?
Dang it.
I've never seen one Thor movie, so
Really?
I've never seen
This-
any of the Avengers.
This is kind of one of those like more personal to me. Like I give it a 5-star. I get so hyped
sometimes like when I need motivation to go into the gym, when I'm like parked in my car, I'll watch a clip of how jacked Chris Hemsworth is in Thor Ragnarok, and then I'll go inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also, he's funny. He's like free to, actually be funny and, use his comedy. And I think it's badass, I liked it. It was before Marvel went downhill, and we were actually really excited for Thor movies after this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pick.
Okay.
Got all insecure about it for a second.
Don't.
Because it wasn't on my
Because
board.
you guys were just silent when I picked it. So
Hey, Thor Ragnarok's like a top 8 superhero movie for me.
okay, good. Top 8. All right.
Top 7 maybe.
It's like top 3 for me.
Really?
Okay. Or 4 or 5 maybe.
You enjoy it more or less than Iron Man?
There goes the Batman.
Which one?
The Batman.
Come on. The only one.
Clean out your ears, Case. What?
2019 March 4th. Okay. Cinema changed forever.
Jaren
I
changed forever.
changed, honestly. Yeah, maybe then Iron Man or Endgame. That might change my opinion. And then Thor Ragnarok, I'll say that. I have a list.
Okay,
But I don't want to go look at it.
We'll go.
It's not
That's
that
another
important.
episode.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, and then I'm going to take another Taika Waititi film. I'm going to take Jojo Rabbit.
Good.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was available to be picked.
He plays Hitler.
Yep.
Wonderful
That's
performance of
interesting
Hitler.
choice. Interesting choice.
That is a really good movie.
Yeah, it's one of my go-tos. Like, if I'm not sure if people will watch a radar movie, or I kind of want to save
It's a great movie night.
great movie night,
Yeah.
family night, whatever. It's good, and it gives people that they'll actually trust me as a source for recommending good movies.
Definitely.
It's one of my
Yeah.
go-tos for that. So, and just so many you can pick out so many great film aspects in cinematography, like the foreshadowing, with the shoes.
Mm.
That was special for me picking that up on my own, because it's one of the first times where I was like, oh, I know this is going to be brought up later, this exact shot, and recognizing it later. So I thought it was just really cool. So I like that one.
Okay, great.
Where does that rank on your Scarlett Johansson movies?
Mm,
It's got to be pretty high. She's
yeah,
very charming in that movie.
it's got to be top 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what my number 1 ScarJo movie is.
Mine would be Marriage Story.
Okay. I probably like this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Marriage Story is hard to watch.
Yeah, it hurts.
Is that the one of her? She has short hair.
Yeah, short hair, married to Adam Driver.
Yeah,
It's intense.
I haven't seen that, but
It's good.
It's a 5-star for me.
really,
Yeah, it's just so
Deterioration
relatable.
of a marriage. So yeah,
Yeah.
Austin obviously
Get
relates. Okay. All right.
good pick on Jojo Rabbit.
Thank you. Redeem myself.
So I have 3 more picks. No, 2 more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're doing 5, right?
Yeah, so we do 1 with you. I get my 2, and then we come back to you. And we're
Okay, we'll be done after that.
Oh, and then sorry, Jared gets 1 more. Sorry.
Okay. I will do Ferris Bueller's Day Off with
Wow.
John Hughes. I can't remember the exact person that he played, but I do know that he was in it. He directed
more.
it. Oh yeah.
Look it up. He's in it.
He's in it, I promise. I don't know where you guys stand on Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but it's been one of my favorite movies since I was in high school. And I think it's because I like to think of that being generationally the same atmosphere that my parents were in high school. Because I think it came out in 86. It's the year my mom graduated. So when I look at that, I get a glimpse of what life would have been like for them, even though it's very unrealistic, obviously. But
Right.
love that movie. I think it's just one of those movies that doesn't necessarily have a legit plot that I'm still entertained by when I watch it.
Yeah.
The whole point of the movie is that teenagers are rebellious and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And get away with it. And I just still love it. So
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Do you guys like that movie?
I do.
I like it. I don't like that John Watts decided to base Spider-Man: Homecoming off of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So
I didn't know that was a thing.
it is. He
Really?
like so many direct parallels. I mean, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is literally playing on a TV where Spider-Man is going through the backyards, and it's the same scene where
yes,
Forrest
that
is
scene.
going through.
But
And the same, like, I mean, the high school vibe. That's, I don't know. It's like Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like, but that's not what I wanted for a Spider-Man movie. But it's cool. I do like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Keep going on your Marvel rants.
Yeah. Yeah, jeez. Jaren's really opening up.
Whatever.
Okay, my picks.
Yeah. Oh wait, who's pick? Your
Yeah.
pick. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3.
What?
Yep. George Lucas cameos as a senator. He and his daughter
I
are
need
standing
to
up
do
there as Anakin runs into the Senate chamber.
More research. This pisses me off.
Say, I've got the high ground in a Fergie voice.
In a fruity voice?
Fergie voice.
Oh. I've got the high ground.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did you guys find like a list of where the
I
director
did.
was in the movie?
I found several like actor director lists on Letterboxd.
Okay.
But then when you go online, there were like the same 10 movies.
Same time. Okay.
I found a Wikipedia
Oh, really?
that went through almost everything.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, it
awesome.
was really helpful.
Maybe I didn't phrase it right in my Google search.
Yeah. Well,
Where
it's
I
hard
couldn't
because
find anything.
if you type in actor director, some of the lists are like best actor director pairs.
Yeah.
But then if you type in director cameos, that's not really what I wanted. Because initially I wanted like star of the movie,
Mhm.
like Argo or The Town.
Yeah.
But I just found that was going to be too hard. So you could pick the Green Hornet, Seth Rogen. Okay. And then my last pick, sorry. Do I do another Tarantino
No.
or a classic or okay, I'm gonna do Good Time. Safdie. Benny Safdie, isn't it?
Die, dude.
I've never seen that movie.
Didn't do
It's a
enough
great movie.
research. I don't deserve the win, so it's whatever.
Okay, those are my picks. Kasen, back to you.
Can we do 6 movies?
We are doing 6.
We are doing 6 for
I
sure.
thought, right?
Wait,
You
I
just
thought we were-
drafted 6. Or you did 5?
That was my 5th. So I thought we were trying for 5. We can go to 6.
I'd love to go around one more time, just because I have 2 that I'm unsure of.
Okay.
Are you okay if we do 6?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll do
we're gonna-
2.
You'll make the same amount of picks.
Yeah, I'll just do 2, and then
Yeah, just do 2.
we'll go
Okay.
back to you.
Okay.
What if
for
I
my
pick?
I'll
What if I
do.
pick one of yours?
Good luck. I'll go gem on your ass.
Yeah.
College soccer. All right. I will pick The Last Mimsy.
Okay.
I'm kidding. That's just one of my go-tos for movies that I say to try to get the people. Yeah, get people to laugh.
Got to me.
Is that actually true though? Is the director in it?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it for 15 years. Okay, for this one, I will do Titanic. James Cameron does make several appearances in Titanic.
Yeah. He just like passes by.
Yeah, passes by. I think he's like a waiter or something like that.
He's Jack's hands when he's painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I think Titanic hasn't aged well for a lot of people, but I've loved Titanic since I was a kid. It's one of my favorite movies. Leonardo DiCaprio, I thought he was like the most handsome guy in the world when I first saw that movie. So, and it's won every Oscar I think available, basically.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Great.
So, yeah, Titanic.
Okay.
It's a good pick. Okay. This is kind of tough, dude. I'm going to take... I'm just looking through a list real quick. Okay. I just won. So, just whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I've got 3 that I want to pick.
Pick 2.
You want to go 7?
Let's go 7.
No, it's so late. I'm
What?
so tired.
How long is this podcast so far?
We're at an hour 45.
Oh,
It's 11:25.
Okay.
You need to get home.
First one that I want. Should I go Apocalypse Now or Scream? You guys haven't seen Apocalypse Now?
I
You've
haven't
got
seen
two
it either.
picks. I like Scream. Scream's on my list.
There's one that I want for sure, though. Scream's on your list?
Scream's on my list. I probably won't pick it.
Why are you saying stuff like that?
I'm going to take Scream.
Okay, Scream.
First time I watched this, really loved it.
Yeah.
Like, perfect slasher movie. It was like the most like meta movie that I'd seen at the time, you know?
Right.
And I just loved the formula. And then I loved it so much, I watched like all 6 Scream movies where it's just exactly the same thing over and over again. So
It's a great franchise.
yeah, great franchise.
Did you enjoy the most recent one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Did you see it?
I did not, but it looked entertaining.
That was one of our first
is
pods.
great. Yeah, that was like our second pod.
Scream? Really? You guys-
Scream 6.
I didn't know that.
Scream 5 is genuinely very good.
Mm.
I liked it a lot. Scream 6 isn't as good, but it's just as fun.
Yeah. Scream 1, I think, is my favorite. It's, yeah. Second, third, they're kind of okay. Fourth, I think, is underrated. I think it's pretty good. And then 5 is great. 6 is pretty good.
That's a good movie night movie too. Good movie with friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Grace won't
was
watch it.
the situation that I watched it in, was a movie night.
Okay,
So
yeah, nice.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Last
Now
pick.
I'm going to take Misery. That's my
Ooh.
pick.
Who directs that?
It is Rob Reiner. He plays the helicopter pilot. And,
Okay.
it's towards the end. So I really like this film. I've read the book as well.
Oh, you read?
Yeah, so I like read. Yeah.
Nice.
Not as much as Austin, obviously.
Yeah.
because he's like a pro at it.
How could you?
He read Dune. And that's a big book.
Yeah.
It's very confusing too.
Yeah.
I listened to a bit of Dune, but it's like, you can only read so much. A guy like me. So yeah, just like, Stephen King, we love Stephen King movies.
Mhm.
This is one of the right up there with that S tier,
Yeah.
Great like debut Kathy Bates performance,
That was her debut.
Pretty sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't
That's
quote me
crazy.
though, because
No,
I'm
no.
guessing.
No, that's great though.
But I think it is.
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't think, you can't think of her in anything before that.
Yeah.
And I think I know the rewatchables talked about Misery at one point, and I think they said it was her debut.
Wow.
So yeah, and then the clubbing scene, like just so. Oh well, I won't spoil anything, but
Yeah.
there's a club at some point. But yeah, really, really good, and I feel confident for that.
Okay.
It's my last pick.
It's a very good one.
Well done.
And it's one of
Like
those
your
like
list.
isolated horror movies.
Love
I
that.
love like one location. And
Yep.
It's just like,
Hmm.
yeah, the creativity that you can show with being limited to one location. I think it's
Yeah.
great. So
Rock on.
Okay.
thanks. It's a good pick. It is.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. All right. Is it my last?
Yep.
Mm,
Wait. Yes. Sorry.
Hey, no worries, kid. Okay, you guys might laugh at this one. I love this movie, and I'm gonna go with Signs.
Okay.
Okay.
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. Thank you for pronouncing the last name. I was gonna ask you to. Which I believe he's a pretty famous director.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he's done some good.
The
movies.
Last
Huge in the late
Airbender.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. I don't know how you guys feel about Signs, but I think I just have a lot of nostalgia for it. It's probably the first scary movie that I remember seeing as a kid. And Joaquin Phoenix is in it. I think he's awesome. I think is Mel Gibson the dad? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Which,
Yeah.
But I love that movie a ton. I still think it's a good movie, and yeah, that rounds off the list.
Did you ever watch that with Crosby?
100% probably watch that.
It's
with
so
Crosby.
funny. Like some of the movies you'll recommend them. Like Adam recommended that to me in junior high.
No, so me and Adam probably watched like all the same movies until the age of like 13.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny because it's like that and The Prestige.
What about Haunting in Connecticut? Did he ever recommend that
I
one?
don't know. I've definitely watched it with him.
Yeah.
Remember, I cuddled with a girl when he showed us it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's funny.
it was a great night.
He's formative, man. Formative part of my life.
He'll be
I
at
love
the
that guy.
draft tomorrow.
I know.
Oh,
I'm excited.
can't wait to see him.
Love Crosby.
Yeah, he listens sometimes.
Does he?
Yeah, so give him a
Sweet.
shout out. Love you, Crosby. Okay, last pick for me.
Braveheart. You seen that?
How'd you know?
I was just thinking Mel Gibson.
No, that's my boss's favorite movie, though. Just so you know.
That's
kinda
every 50-year-old's favorite movie, dude.
It was science. Sorry, I'm just making
My
a note.
dad put me on the Braveheart.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems like you guys aren't really into science. Whatever.
I hate M. Night Shyamalan.
Really?
I think, yeah.
I like The Sixth Sense.
I'm surprised you guys didn't mention Sixth Sense in your plot twist movies. I'm like, that is the most notable plot twist movie of all time, probably.
I slipped my mind.
Yeah, it's just not
We're not
impactful
perfect
for me.
We're still kind of new to
M.
this.
Night, like, leads his audience from by the hand to a conclusion. There's, like, no mystery in his films because of it.
Why don't you say it to my face?
Okay, my last pick is going to be Singing in the Rain. Gene Kelly
nice.
co-directs.
Okay. You just threw the draft. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding.
What?
Nothing. What?
I threw the draft.
I was joking.
Okay,
We watched that in film class.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
maybe it's
watched that in
important.
my high school film class
Really?
as well. Yeah.
Dang, I wish we would have gone to high school together if you wouldn't have gotten
Yeah.
a variance like an idiot.
Seriously, dude. I mean, colleges were looking at me. What can I say?
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
I
Yes.
was hopefully D1.
Okay.
I got a
so
variance to Clearfield. I should have gone to Syracuse.
Yeah,
actually.
dude, we could have been buddies back then.
I know.
Man. If only. Okay. Do we want to read off our
Yeah,
picks?
you read them off, will you?
All of ours?
Yeah,
Yeah.
could you? I know you like to read.
I guess I can. Let's see. Okay. So Austin has Taxi Driver, Pulp Fiction, Fellowship of the Ring, Revenge of the Sith, Good Time, and Singing in the Rain.
That's
Pretty-
amazing.
pretty strong
showing.
showing.
Yeah.
Kasen has Django Unchained, Tropic Thunder, A Quiet Place.
Why are you laughing, bro? Straight up, screw you. My list is gonna win on Instagram. I'll guarantee you that.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, you're serious
I
for
had
the
to
worst.
agree.
Don't expect me to ever come back.
Shut
on
up.
this podcast.
Kasen has Django Unchained, Tropic Thunder, A Quiet Place, Ferris Bueller.
You can go to hell.
Bueller's Day Off, Titanic, and Signs. Okay, I'm not laughing at the list now. It's just getting late.
Okay.
I miss my wife. I'm tired.
Sure.
Jaren has Iron Man, Inglourious Bastards, Thor Ragnarok,
Don't you dare laugh.
Jojo Rabbit, Scream, and Misery. We're gonna have to reread those at some point because I can't. Sorry, but who do we think wins?
I think it depends on the audience. Like if you were to
It always
post,
does, yeah.
if you posted that list on like a Film Bro audience, yours would win 100%.
Yeah, we're talking Oscars. Mine's winning. You know?
Yeah, if we did an Instagram poll, I think my list would win.
That's crazy. We're not even talking about mine.
Listen.
I personally don't love superhero movies, so
I didn't even draft any. Iron Man
Yeah.
and Thor. That's it.
You asked me 2 years ago. I'm saying Jaren's list hands down.
Okay.
Because
Then
I was
you
so
matured
into.
and you grew up and you actually
No,
got
no.
a
I'm just
person.
saying. Like I
No,
was
it's
so
cool.
into. Yeah, no. I was an idiot back then.
Guess what? I like your list more than mine.
Okay.
I like mine more than Kasen's though. Can I say that?
yeah. Go ahead. Have fun. Never coming
If
on
you would
Case
have
in
actually
Point.
picked the last Mimsy, maybe you could.
Yeah, you might have pulled it off, but you screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean to laugh.
Dude, everybody
Oh,
has
no
that
worries,
one
man.
movie they just bring up. Just Spencer always brings up Where the Wild Things Are. I bring up The
Movie.
Blind Side.
Yeah. Especially now. Yeah. I don't bring anything up.
That's true.
I'll work on that.
Yeah. Just
Surf's
just
Up.
get one.
I always bring up Surf's
But
Up.
that's just a great film.
Yeah, that's just good.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. Okay. Well, I've had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks for coming
Thank you
on.
for coming
Case.
on. Do you want to plug your pod that you've been pestering us about?
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
couldn't hear
So,
the end of it.
owner operator of the Case in Point podcast. Haven't done an episode for about 2 months because I was finishing up school. What's up? now going to get back into it. Going to take it seriously. We discuss basketball within the context of pop culture sometimes, and I will be getting into football as well on the podcast and other things.
Oh, great.
So yeah, really appreciate being on. I hope my tryout or audition went okay because I would love to come back on. I genuinely love this. So
Went very
thanks
well.
for having
I
me.
had a lot of fun.
Same.
We'll talk about it in private. My associate and I.
I'm super scared. No, I'm like legitimately. I've been thinking the whole time of like, what are they going to say when I leave?
Jared, what do you think? Better than Zach?
Dude, it's not even a question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I agree.
Is it because I'm white?
Might be.
That's
Yeah.
part. That's a huge part of it.
Just his accent. It's just hard to understand.
Okay. Anything else, fellas?
No.
Appreciate
Okay.
you guys.
Sign us off, Jared.
Thank you for fixating on film with us, you fixators. Good night.